exactly.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I am here, your host, Roy Robb. Welcome, Dragons, all of you out there. I have a special one coming your way. I am excited to announce a very good friend of mine, all the way from St. Louis, Missouri, living now on the West Coast, and she'll get into a lot of that. But welcome to Enter the Last Dragon. Welcome, DesAcray. What's up, Des?
Hey, what's up, homie?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just working and grinding and fighting and all kind of crazy
Oh
stuff.
wow. Oh wow. So
Yeah.
I always ask first. This is the first thing you have to tell me. What is your fighting name? Everyone has a name.
So I'm gonna put a little shout out. I'm gonna put a little shout out to my friend Maya back all the way in the day in high school. She called me DesAcray, and she called me Cray because I'm kind of crazy, you know. And I told my team that one day. They're like, you know what? We're gonna call you DesAcray.
Hey, that's live. That's live.
Oh,
Desecrate. That's live.
yeah. It's kind of funny because I was like Cray before Cray became Cray. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, 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 right. Karate, karate. Hey, everybody knew that. I put some karate. Karate. I got you. I love it. All
Yeah,
right. So tell us who you are. All right.
yeah.
So my listeners are very familiar with the fighters. You're the first female fighter on the show. Shout out to
Nice.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell me. So you won't be the last. You will always have a place in a home or Enter the Last Dragon. But tell us about you. Who are you? Where are you from? Let's know some things.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much a unicorn, I'd say. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I went to Lindbergh High School. My dad is from Missouri. He was in Marine. He's an ex-Marine, Special Forces. My mom is from the Philippines, who lives in California, where I am at now. And she's the epitome of starting from nothing and just building something great. And she's a
Yeah.
huge motivation to me. And yeah, so I spent my life in California growing up just back and forth. And in 2013, I decided to like pick up and move out to California, just start fresh. And yeah, it's been a journey for the last 6, 7 years. But I picked up Muay Thai probably 3 years ago and
Wow.
kickboxing.
Yeah.
I'm a financial advisor at Morgan Stanley, and I
Wow.
have a pretty progressive team out here. And
Mhm.
got a little guy who's 8. Also introducing him into jujitsu and martial arts, which he really loves it.
Awesome.
And yeah, man, I'm just doing my thing. I'm fighting. I'm coming up here November 23rd. I'm gonna fight in San Diego for a title, second title. And yeah, I'm ready to rock it, man. I've been working really
Hey,
hard.
that's awesome. November when and what's the name of the fight card? Tell me all of that.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with this card. I can't give you the name, the promotion offhand. Uh, but it is November 23rd in San Diego, and my
Okay.
coach told me today actually he's going to secure the opponent this week. It'll be for a U.S. atom weight title.
Okay.
I currently hold one with Lion Fight, which is a pretty big promotion in the Muay Thai world. And I won that in Vegas at the atom weight at 112. And
Nice.
yeah, so I'm going to go for
Nice.
another belt. And then next
Wow.
year, yeah, next year I might go for the world title and go pro. And we'll not, you never know. Glory, something maybe on the horizon. I don't know.
Hey, you could do it. I have never so my background has always been Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I've
Mhm.
always seen the Muay Thai fighters because my school and Team Vagi has always been Muay Thai fighters with just learning MMA. And so it's very interesting to know how tough. Like you see movies about it, but Muay Thai fighters are so freaking tough. Now, how did you get into kickboxing and freaking Muay Thai? What the heck?
Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty interesting story, and I'm a Christian, and my root faith, and I believe everything happens for a reason, and I kind of just fell on it, and it just came into my life. And this gym that I go to is called Combat Sports Academy.
Hmm.
Very large, one of the top striking gyms in the U.S. Right in North America. We've got UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, jujitsu. I mean, it's just a really great place. And
Wow.
I learned about the CrossFit team from my friend. And so he was like, yeah, come through. Like, let's do this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. At the time, I was going to do a competition body comp.
Yeah.
And the owner was like, yo, Des, like, your son does jujitsu. Like, you should do a boxing class. He's like, let me hold for you. And I was like, all right. So he held for me a few times. He's like, yeah, you're kind of good. And I don't know. Like, I've cheered my whole life, played soccer. I'm like, not that kind. Like, I'm the kind that, like, I don't fuck with you if you don't fuck with me, kind of, excuse my language, right?
Oh, you
And
good?
he was just like, just, you should try this out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try it out. And then next thing you know, like, I'm fully immersed. And I fought probably my first year a few times. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm just going to give it 100%, you know?
That's
And
excellent.
3 years later, here I am. You know, I was undefeated until my last fight a couple months ago in Vegas. I fought a really tough opponent. She was
Uh-huh.
like 30 fights deep, you know.
Amateur still 30 fights? What?
Yeah, she was a boxer and pretty. I mean, she's just a tough chick, man.
Yeah,
And I had it was great. It was a good challenge for me, and like honestly, I needed it to take it to the next level.
I feel
Um,
that.
but that's kind of how I got into it, man. And I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just do this then.
That's excellent. Good for you. So now I have about what you've experienced. Is this your first martial arts in general? Have you trained anything prior to this?
Never. I have never ever trained anything.
Did you play sports in high school?
I did. I was really competitive in the sports, and I think a lot of that actually translates now into fighting. I did competitive gymnastics my whole life. I cheered. I was varsity cheerleading, varsity soccer freshman year at high school.
Wow.
Competed heavily, and so that work ethic really translated. You know, because the fight game is different. It takes a different. It's not just athletic ability, but it's mental strength, and it's all these other components that come into it that just don't have to do with your physical attributes. You know.
That's a nugget. So Enter the Last Dragon, dragons out there. Check out what she just said. She talked about other components other than just your physical, the mental. There's
Yeah.
also the understanding of your opponent. There's all these different components, more than just how good your endurance is, or how physically strong or your attributes are, or even just the knowledge of what you're doing. Right. So
Right.
go
Yeah.
go a little bit into that. Like, how did you decide you wanted to have your first fight? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Well, my coach is, I have to say, my coach is, I owe a lot of my success to him because he pushes me in ways that I can't even thank him enough because a lot of times it's like, Des, we're going to do this. Everybody can get it. Like, we've trained, we've done the work, we've put it all in, and there's nothing more that you can learn, you know, in this time frame that we haven't already prepared for. And
Right.
at this juncture right now, you are where you need to be, and you have to believe in your mind that's where you are, right?
Hmm.
And we have this whole mentality at the gym. It's fuck fear, no fear. Or no fear, but fuck fear, right? And seriously, we have like these shirts and there are these logos, and it's great. And yeah, you have to be aware of fear, but you can't let it overcome you. And we have a guy, he's like a hypnotic like healer, and he will say, like, look fear in the face and say fuck you, you know, like, I got this.
Wow.
And it's weird because I competed. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Every time I've ever competed, I've always never thought about the act of competing or performing until I stepped in the ring. I mean, I literally tried to remove from my brain, I'm scared, I can't do this, doubt myself, I whatever, until I step in the ring and I turn every single fight. I look at my coach and I say, are we about to do this? And he laughs. and I don't know what it is, but it's just a thing I turn, and that's how I deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
I try not to psych myself out or overthink about my emotions or whatever. And it really, and my last fight I had, man, I did. It had a lot to do with how I performed my last 2 rounds where I needed to really, and you look back and you're like, wow, like I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done this. But, you know, you can't dwell on that stuff either and let it
Right.
affect the next journey. So
Right.
yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And people, we have amazing athletes in my gym. I mean, some world title, world champions, and some things that they go through is crazy to me, because when I look at them, I'm like, you're so amazing and you're
Right.
so talented. And but yeah, we all have our own doubts about ourselves and our own weaknesses. And you got to learn how to get over it. And it's hard. It's hard.
How is the culture at your wonderful? Cali has the best weather. It's not even fair. So, but I can imagine people a little bit happier. Yes, kind of happy all the time. How's the culture
Yeah.
at the gym?
For sure, for sure. I would say, I mean, it's a melting pot. A lot of people, it's hard to find people that are actually from California, local, you know, born and raised native Californians. But I truly understand why people don't leave this state, because there's so much to do. There's so many great things. There's so many ways to live your life better. And I would say just moving from Missouri to California, like just like you know, fried chicken and greens, you know, all this good southern food, and being out here and like, you know, the green section is like the small. So yeah, people are more about holistic living, and I think that makes you a little happier too when you're more conscious about what you put in your body and how you treat yourself. And it's a pretty dope vibe out here. Yeah, it's a pretty
Yeah.
dope vibe.
So, what
And
about the
I
gym
actually,
culture?
oh, so the gym culture, yeah, I think that
Right
translates. I mean, we have
now.
people from all over the world that come to our gym. We have Kanako, who came here from Japan, and she trains here. We have people from Thailand,
Wow.
and so we are super welcoming, right?
Hmm.
The ethic there too is like you got to grind, like you got to grind, and if you don't grind, you're not going to get the respect. And
Right.
people see that, you know what I mean? But if you work hard and you're a grinder, you know, you get all love. And I would say that we have one of the largest women's team um, in most of these gyms out here, and that there's a lot of politics in that. But I would say it's super strong as far as like how we support each other. And the
Right.
women are just so great and great athletes, and the guys come from all over and they get their ass whipped by us too. So it's all so great.
That's
Uh,
hilarious.
but yeah, man, we have fun. The culture is good and shit, and we uplift each other. And when things, I mean, it's a family, you know.
Do
It's
you
truly, I would say, a little family.
do you find it or really have you heard any of your counter parts, any of your female counterparts um, telling you other cultures is just that great, you know what I mean? Where you can like, what was the other experiences of the lady who came from Japan? Can do you notice the difference, the things there? Because I wonder is like, even though the sport has evolved for mixed martial arts, for martial arts in general, Muay Thai, all the above, there's still sexism out there. And it would be
Yeah,
nice to have a perspective from that for a lot of those female listeners that might tune in now today to say, I'm interested in fighting too, but these are the things I probably should look out for, the things I should think about. So it'd be good to hear
yeah,
it from your perspective.
sure. And I'll give it to you really raw, right? Because people know Des, I don't have a filter, right? And
Right.
I don't give a fuck. That's one thing about me. And so yeah, I would say this. It is hard for women fighters out here. Uh, the UFC is great. They have a lot of really good athletes, and I would say there is a part of the entertainment side that that's there, right? And sometimes your athletic ability, I'm trying to think how to say this. Sometimes your athletic ability doesn't always matter because you might be a cute girl.
Mm.
That's not that's not to say everybody does that, and that's the entire culture of a female fighter, because I feel like I'm cute, but I'll still whoop your ass. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And so, but it exists. It does exist. And I would say that if you're a woman and you're in this industry, I would get some guidance, from someone that you can trust to help you navigate how to get fights and what promotions to go for and how to get paid and what does that look like. And,
Right.
and I give my coach big props, man, because we have a huge women's team and he looks out for all of us. And I would say too that, you get into it's a very touchy sport too, right? So when you're a female and you're maybe rolling or you're wrestling or whatever, you become attracted to these people because you're in contact with them all the time. But I would say
Right.
to the ladies out there that focus on the end goal, focus on why you're actually there, because you can. There's a lot of good looking guys, and there's a lot of, you know what I mean, and you don't want to develop that you know, you don't want to be that girl. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Because word travels fast, and you want people to respect you for your athletic capability instead of your sex appeal.
Right.
Um, Now, granted, sex appeal is a big part of it, man. I mean, my coach even, like sex sells, and that's why our gym is so popular. Girls are hot. You know what I'm saying? And but there is, yeah. I mean, he keeps us grounded, man. Like I'm telling you, like there's been some people through, and he'll be like, "Hey, I just want you to know, and he'll keep us in check." So
That's
you don't
good.
always have that. They don't always have that at every gym.
Yeah. So, and then what about like a person who is just starting out? What would you want you to say to yourself day one before you got into it? What is some wise words that you would give your day one self?
Put your head down and grind. That's
Yeah.
what
You got to say it one more time. Say it one more time because it cut out.
I said. Put your head down and grind. That's it.
That's real.
That's it. I truly believe you don't focus on anything else that's around you. You don't focus on the politics. You don't focus on the drama, because there is drama, you know. I mean, it's a family. You have people around you and they affect your life. And I would say, who cares what anybody thinks? Who cares if you're an amateur? Who cares if you know nothing? If you just put your head down, grind, focus on getting better, right? The
Right.
guy that does 10,000 reps of one kick is going to become an expert at that one kick instead of that person that does 10,000 of 10 different things,
Right.
mixed up.
Yeah.
So you have to focus on one thing at a time, perfect it, move on, implement it, put your head down and grind. And that's
Now,
it.
I love that you said that. That was another jewel. Okay. She said that one focus, concentrate. Dragons out there. That is an amazing jewel she just gave you. I would say your favorite move has to be that dang on front kick. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Just the
Beast
team,
mode.
baby.
Beast mode. Beast
Yeah.
mode. Beast mode. Is that your favorite? Is that your favorite move?
Yeah. It's become kind of my signature thing. Uh, yeah. I don't know why. My coach was just like, "Wow, you do this really good, and you need to keep practicing it." And so at home, at the gym, it's just rep on rep on rep on rep, and it is one of the best underutilized tools, I think, in MMA also, because
Yeah.
people get scared of getting taken down, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's because they're not doing it properly. But it is one of the most underutilized tools, I believe. If you're dealing with an aggressive fighter, if you're dealing with somebody that you want to control a situation, that is a perfect tool. And yeah, I'm proud of my team. Um,
What do you
I
call
give
it?
it
What
a
did you
lot
call
of.
it? You call
It's
it a
called a
T?
teep. Yeah, TEEP. It's a
Okay, T.
teep.
Okay.
And you can teep the leg, you can teep the shoulder, you can teep the stomach. There's many ways you can use the teep. You can use it from an offensive, a defensive. It's a great tool.
It
And
reminds me of a jab, like for boxing. It reminds me of this jab. Like I see you backing people up, like boom, boom.
yep,
And I'm like, oh my God, she's like using her legs to me up.
yep, yeah, it's a great tool. And I've frustrated a lot of people with that tool. I mean, they're like, oh, you're doing this on purpose. Well, yeah, I'm doing it on purpose. And, you know, in fights, especially in the amateur world, because girls come in hot, you know what I mean? They come in
Yeah.
hot. And so I use that a lot of times to be like, whoa,
Yeah. Slow
slow
down.
down.
Yeah.
You ain't in control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've flown girls across the ring, and that's fun. Like, wow. I mean, it's a kind of cool feeling. So yeah,
Uh, so dragons, I have something special. I have to know because looking at, but I was a fan of John Claude Van Damme, so I would watch a lot of his stuff. And Kickboxer was, of course, one of my favorite movies. But there was a ritual, and I think a lot of people who don't know about the ritual that happens inside the ring, it'd be a good time to hear from someone who's actually practiced it. I saw you show or showcase it. I've seen it on Instagram. Shout out to your marketing. You do an excellent job on that on IG. But
thank you.
anyway, tell my listeners about this ritual. What is that?
Yeah, so I think what you're referring to is called a Y crew. Um, and in Thailand, they're very, very superstitious people, right? Not so much religious, but spiritually, they're very superstitious. And so it's kind of a dance that you do before you fight. And it gives homage. It gives homage to your gym. It gives homage to your coach. It gives homage to whatever you may believe in up above, right? Before you fight. It's a
Nice.
sign of respect, and there's not one really way that you have to do your white crew. Some gyms have a white crew especially for their gym and for their crew, and some people do it because they have fancy ones to intimidate essentially their opponent. And but more so, you want to cleanse the ring. It's a great time for you to warm up also your body and kind of get the nerves out. And so that's really what it is. Everybody's is different, right?
Yeah.
Some people will walk around the ring and they will go to their opponent's side and stomp on their side, and they're like, oh shit, like they're serious business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in traditional Thai fights, the white crew can be kind of long, but here in America, they've shortened it down dramatically because it takes too much time between fights. But I try to do something special, just what means to me, and yeah, it's a really cool process. And there's special music that goes with it, traditional Thai music, and some people find it very annoying, but for me, it's very therapeutic. But yeah, that's what it is. And
That
yeah, another one thing too that you do when you do your white crew is you have a mongkong, and it's kind of like a headband that you wear, and you wear the mongkong. It's given to you by your crew, by your coach, and it symbolizes, you know, the journey that you've gone through in the Muay Thai. That some of them are really extravagant. And once you do your white crew, you come back to your coach. He kind of prays over you, takes it off, and then you're ready to fight.
that's awesome. That is
Yeah,
awesome. Excellent definition. I think I might when I'm editing this, I might have to image of somebody actually doing it. Maybe I can get yours and I can get
yeah,
you going around the ring. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. That'd be great.
yeah,
So tell us more now about what's next. Like you told me you're a mom. You got a wonderful son that you're exposing to this beautiful art of martial arts. Thank God moms out there like you exist. Because my mom was that same way. I got
yeah,
exposed as a young kid. Um, you are a business professional. You great teammates and a great place to work out. So tell us what's next. What are you thinking?
yeah, man. I'm not a picture, and I'm building my business, and you know, at times I want to give up, and I'm tired, and you know, there's a lot that goes in that people don't realize, and I would say to anybody, you can definitely do it. There's a lot of struggle that goes in, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, maybe I should put this on the break, but I've recently got another kind of breath of motivation, right? I've been praying a lot and saying to myself, giving myself some motivation. And I think, you know, I might take this pro. I might take the kickboxing and the Muay Thai pro and see where it takes me, you know, YOLO. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. And
Hey, you have a
my wrestling, though, like I would say, the wrestling is all right. And and so I
I'm
might hop
automatically a
into,
fan.
hey, I don't know. So, I might just dabble. I've been dabbling a little bit, and I don't know if MMA is in the future. I think I could do it if I really wanted to. But I think I'm definitely gonna go pro for sure.
That's awesome.
MMA, I'm not sure. Yeah, MMA, I'm not sure, man. My passion is in the kickboxing and the stand up and the punching in the face and stuff. But you never know, man.
You never know. All right, so what I would love to do, I think it would be so cool if we can have a series. You have a fight in November, is that correct? We're
Yes.
gonna find that information. I'm gonna post it in the show notes. But I would
Okay.
like to follow your journey some more. I would like to get you regularly involved inside of Enter the Last Dragon in some capacity because I think your story is amazing.
Yeah.
People need the opportunity to peel back the layers of you, and I think it would be great if you wouldn't mind sharing more of your story. You're an inspiration from people like me back home, and I know you're an inspiration to other women who want to be in a sport and kick butt, who look beautiful
Yeah.
like you, who kick butt too, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how can my followers follow you? Where do they follow you at? IG, Facebook, all the above.
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. I don't have too much of a presence. Honestly, I like to keep that towards home. Like, all my St. Louis folks, I really like to stay
All right.
connected on Facebook and family. But I'm on Instagram, Desilu underscore Limon. So that's DESILU underscore LIMON. And you can follow me. You can follow my gym. A lot of other inspirational people out there that you can get some good stuff from. And yeah, I have a pretty good presence there. So if you
Yeah,
ever questions anything, holla at me.
the information will be in the show notes. I'll have all that. DesAcray is in the building. Welcome to the
Hey,
end of the Last Dragon. Thank you so
hey,
much for joining
yes,
us. And we're gonna do part two after
yeah,
this fight. We're gonna get it
sure.
going, and we're gonna keep this going. All right.
All right. Hopefully, I
Thank
bring that bell home.
you. Right, that's right. You will. I got faith in you. Hey, thanks for coming on. End of the Last Dragon. Signing out. Hey, for more videos just like this, you know what to do. Make sure you click subscribe and hit that notification bell.